Guten Tag, my little milkmaids. Welcome to the Bread Atlas, where we explore breads from all around the world. Today, we are going to Germany for Bauernbrot. Da, 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 da. I guess we could have done that with a camera, but it was more fun to do it with my hands. Farmer's bread from Germany. Let's dig into it. Oh, I should go now? All right, don't freak out. I know this looks like a lot of ingredients, and it is, but it's flavor, okay? You want your bread to taste good, right? Well, this is gonna do it. To get started with this bread, we are gonna make kind of a cheater starter. So we've got water, all-purpose flour, rye flour, a little bit of yeast, and some honey. What we're gonna do is mix that, let it activate, and then we're gonna put all of this other stuff into a bowl, mix it up, and then dump it right on top. And then we're gonna leave it for like 2 to 5 hours. The longer you leave it, the better it's gonna taste. As my friend Alton Brown would say, your patience will be rewarded. So, into the main bulk of everything, we have coriander, some caraway seeds, a little bit of fennel, and some anise. Not star anise, it's something different. They're similar, not the same thing. We also have flour, and then a little bit of cornmeal to dust the board with. We also have a little bit of oil that will be added on the back end. So, let's get this thing mixed. Well, it's time. We have our favorite bowl. Let's get a little starter going. In said bowl, lukewarm water is gonna go in with some sort of sugar. I like honey, so we're doing honey. About 3 tablespoons of this stuff. It's very sticky. And then, unlike the normal ways in the past that we have gotten yeast started, we are adding yeast, but we're also gonna add some flour to this mix, and that's what's really gonna turn it into a starter. It's gonna give the yeast something to start actively working on other than just the sugar in the honey. So yeast will go in, mixy mixy, nice and happy. And then we'll add our 3/4 cup, both of rye and all-purpose flour. We wanna mix that until it's relatively smooth, okay? As few lumps as we can get. No lumps is preferable, but I don't really care. You know? You just don't want it to be like cereal at the end of the day. Beautiful, lovely, happy. I'm fine with that. You fine with that? Marvelous. This is gonna be set to the side for about 10 minutes, and in the meantime, we'll get our dry ingredients prepped. Separate bowl. We will put our flour, along with all of our delicious, flavorful seeds. Dump, 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 a dump. Another bit of yeast in this. This is gonna give that original yeast a little bit more help along the way, since it's gonna have been pretty active and using up all of its little energy. This is gonna add an extra boost to our bread, help it rise, and then some salt, all in. We'll get that blended together with a little whisk. And after about 8 or 9 more minutes, this is gonna be dumped right on top of that little yeasty mixture. That was a hard word for me to say, mixture. Remember what I was talking about earlier? Sometimes words are hard. This will sit on top of that for like 2 to 5 hours, and then we'll see some bubbles coming through it. So we'll be back and we'll show you the dump in just a second.
Good?
Yeah, I'm fine with
Good
it.
with that?
I'm fine with it. I don't have any fucking respect for myself. Okay, 10 minutes is up. We've got delicious little sugary bubbles in here. Dry is gonna go directly on top of the wet, just like that. And that's gonna sit. That's the whole step. Just leave it 2 to 5 hours. Again, the longer you leave it, the better it'll be. We'll see you in, I don't know, 5 hours. Please watch this for 5 hours. It's just gonna be me and you. Damn it, you won. You won. Welcome back, my little bread bunnies. So it's been a couple of hours. I think we've gone 3 on this, and it's time to check it out. We should be seeing, Yes! A bunch of beautiful little yeasty bubbles around the edge. That's what I like to see. We'll go ahead and get this mixed up, and then we will tip it out and knead it for a bit. Oh, it's warm. Oh, why is it so... You know, when you start with warm water to get that yeast activated, you'd think that it'd lose some of the heat, but I guess the flour kept it in. That's pretty cool. Now, we got a bunch of seeds in here, as we talked about earlier. Fennel, anise, coriander, and there was one other, caraway. And these are actually in here, yes, for flavor, but they also help with digestion. So it makes it easier for you to digest the bread. That's another reason why things like sourdough are so much easier for our bodies, and gluten intolerant people can kind of handle those a little bit better. Because the starter actually breaks down a lot of those harder to break down portions of the bread, makes it easier for your belly. Same thing with this. Doesn't that look tasty? Okay, maybe not yet, but eventually, once we get it out of this bowl and baked, yes. All right, so out onto the work surface. God, that's sticky. I'm gonna throw some flour down. We're gonna need this for about 10 minutes. So, you know, I'll see you in 10 minutes. It'll be like 2 seconds for you though. Hey, I was supposed to put oil in here. So, we're just gonna do that now. We'll work that in, you know, just like that. A little bit of fat, never hurt anybody. Well, 10 minutes is up, and we've got some structure to our bread now, which is lovely. We're gonna let this chill for about 10 minutes, and then we will come back, give it another 10-minute knead, and then it's gonna take a nice little 45-minute nap. We'll see you in a bit. Boy, do I feel rested. 10 whole minutes, huh? All right, back at it. So, another 10-minute knead. Give it a little bit more structure. We took a break just to give the gluten that is in here a chance to kind of relax a little bit. It's definitely looser now. And we're doing the slap and fold that we all know and love, because it is a stickier dough. And we don't want sticky hands. All right, well, like before, I'll see you in 10 minutes. Bauernbrot. That's fun to say, isn't it? All right, 10 minutes is up. And boy, is it pretty. It smells so good. I really wish you could smell it. Got a bowl, a little bit of oil in here, just a little bit. We're gonna plop this bad boy in there. So it's gonna rest in this delicious little lubricated bowl for about 2 hours. And then when we come back, it'll be nice and pillowy. We'll punch it down and then, you know, we'll let it rest again. So that's what you do with bread. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Bye. All right, let's talk about our new friend, Bauernbrot. So imagine walking into a German farmhouse a century ago. The air thick with the smell of wood smoke, and on the table sits a loaf of Bauernbrot, the farmer's bread that fed generations. Now this is a bread built for endurance. Germany's cool, damp climate made rye easier to grow than wheat, so rural bakers developed a sourdough-based loaf that could last for days without going stale. The result? A dense, tangy, beautifully rustic bread with a crackling crust and a tight crumb that practically begs for butter, cheese, or cured meats. But Bauernbrot isn't just a food, it's a cultural cornerstone. Germany has over 3,000 recognized bread varieties, and this one sits right at the heart of that tradition. It's the star of Abendbrot, the classic German evening meal of bread, cold cuts, and conversation. Bauernbrot is the edible embodiment of German practicality. Hearty, reliable, and crafted with centuries of baking wisdom. It's not fancy, but it is foundational. Bauernbrot! It's just, I can't stop saying it. Okay, jump in here. Look at that. You see that? That has rizded. It is rose. So let's get this out of the bowl. We're gonna knock down some of the carbon dioxide that has been built up in there and give our yeast a new starting point. Come on. That'll do. That's fine. Good. Great. I like that. Maybe just a little bit of flour down. So just knocking down some of the air out of here. We're not really going back in to knead it. We just want to get a nice little ball. Boom, boom, boom. Step completed. Back into the bowl. Let it rest for 45 minutes. Then we'll do that again. All right, I'm not gonna do it this time. Bauernbrot! I couldn't help it. Okay, so look at that. You see that? Half the time, the same amount of bulk, because we punched that little bitch down. All right, let's tip this thing out and get it ready for its final resting place, the oven, and then our bellies. Come on, you. Come on, you. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, a little bit of extra hidden in there. Delicious. Okay, so this time we're not really looking to do much more than just get it shaped. So like we've done in the past, kind of pull your edges in, use your dough scraper to help you, because this is a tacky dough, really tacky. Must be something to do with this rye. Cool. And like in the past, we're just building some surface tension, keeping everything together in a nice little ball. And I like how that looks. Great. Here, I have us a nice little baking sheet, little cornmeal, little parchment paper. If I can get this little thing up, that's probably what the cornmeal is for. Thanks, recipe. All right. Got a little bit of oil that I'm just gonna lightly do the outside with. This is gonna help with some browning. It's also gonna help the plastic wrap that I'm about to put on it not stick, because God knows that would be a disaster. I feel good about it. Do you feel good about it? Great. Plastic wrap. Cover. We're gonna leave it for 1 hour, and then we are gonna score this baby and bake it. We'll see you in a little bit. Oh, you're ready. Well, here we are. The bread has poofed, puffed, expanded, risen. All right, we're gonna remove the plastic wrap. Gorgeous. Still have a little bit of shimmer from that oil. That is gonna help this very sharp knife glide through this. So we're gonna do quick slashes, like that. And then 3 this way. Great. Into the oven. All right, 425 for about 15 minutes at this temperature. And we'll drop that down to 400 and do another 40 to 50 minutes. Now I do have a little tray in the bottom of the oven. I'm gonna pour some boiling water into that, create some steam. Oh, well, there we go. Beautiful. So that's gonna do its thing, and we'll see it when it comes out. Bauernbrot! It's just fun. Okay. Yes. All right. Looks great. It is darker. Don't let that scare you. Remember, rye flour. It's always gonna bake a little bit darker, but I think it looks delicious. What do you say? Let's cut it open and eat it, huh? Wanna? All right. I wish you could smell it in here because it smells flippin' delectable. This bread looks delicious, but I hope it tastes just as good. All right, let's cut into it. It's time. We've waited long enough. Oh, it's very crusty. I'm gonna move this butter out of the way so it doesn't get showered in crust. But look at that. Now, it being a rye bread, it is gonna be a little bit denser because, like we talked about earlier, not as much gluten development, but, oh, it smells so good. Okay, let's do, I'm gonna cut a couple of pieces out of this heel because the heel is my favorite part of the bread. But really, lightly crispy crust. It's almost sharding. Sharding is not the word you want to use in regard to food, but breaking apart kind of like a cracker. Super, super crispy, delectable. Just give me a moment. That is so good. This is the best thing we've made thus far. Words. It's so good. Really, really yummy. That crispy crust is perfect. And the darkness of it gives it a little more complexity than a normal bread. The rye gives it a lot more complexity. It's been a long day. Complexity, as well as all of those yummy seeds that we threw in there. That's killer. I am so pleased. Now, normally, of course, like most breads, serve it with butter. You can also use it to dunk in a huge old bowl of stew. We've got beef stew here, or often served with a nice cheddar cheese. It's killer. I'm so pleased. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, any of our episodes, give us a like, give us a follow. Come on down, hang out with us. We always love having you, and we'll see you in the next one. And for old time's sake, Bauernbrot!